G'day, friends and fans, and welcome to Writing Corner. Now, oh, pardon me. This is, 16 already. Certainly cruising through them. Now, improving your vocabulary. Before we get to the main topic, however, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And of course, YouTubers, don't forget the notification bell. Now, if you'd like to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, if you're on Rumble, of course, you have the follow button. And of course, join. You can, if you're over on Rumble, you can join my exclusive, let's call it a community, where you get access to exclusive material. Of course, I'd love the Patreon, but I don't currently have video hosting on Patreon. And Venmo wants dollars. Everybody wants money. Of course, perhaps one of these days I'll have enough to get verified on Twitter and do some videos there instead, but who knows? Or just put all my material on Twitter. Who knows? It's up in the air. It depends how much support I get on my Patreon. Of course, if you notice, I have two patrons. If you'd like to support my Future Fantasy is my RPG, and of course, my David T. Applegate is my writing. And the artwork is all commissioned, not for resell, etc., etc., etc. Now, of course, I am on a journey to improve my writing, and I am passing on what I learn as I learn it. Hopefully, we can help each other. Now, what we have, usually when you want to expand your vocabulary, particularly in English class, you'll learn about synonyms. And you might now and again find a synonym course online that'll tell you all the usual words: smart, stupid, essential, irrelevant, excellent, awesome, awful, interesting, boring, certain, uncertain, new, old, young, fresh, easy, difficult, strong, weak, huge, large, tiny, small, many, few, bits, parts, excess. Yeah, keep on going forever, but eventually you'll get bored because these words, most of these synonyms you know already: large, big, huge, massive, enormous. They all conjure different images, doesn't it? Enormous, you think of an elephant. I don't think of an elephant as large. As your potbelly's large, your elephant is enormous. Ooh, that's a bit of a that wordlet's a bit. It looks a bit big. That watermelon's huge. Geez, love, your bum's looking a bit big, Slap. Oh, that was a big one. That might have actually hurt me. But you actually know what I'm talking about, right? Bit of English and some synonyms you probably get to around average, 6,000, 10,000 out of 125,000 words. But if you start using AI, it's going to start telling you words you use too often, and, huge or big or large. You say large portions, not big portions, large portions. Words often associate more freely with certain, I suppose, connotations. Certain words go together and you just feel natural doing it. But AI these days, ample portions. Ample's not huge. Overabundance. Then it'll start say, some audiences might find this a bit above their pay grade. It actually doesn't say that. But I think you know what I mean. It's a difficult balance. These AIs, particularly grammar, I'm not saying which one, they all do it, will try to vary your vocabulary for you, but it doesn't improve your vocabulary because nuance. You have big, you have large, you have huge, and you have enormous. Big, larger than I am. Large, much bigger than I am. Huge, it is disproportionately larger than everything else. Enormous, it is wow, way too big for me to handle, to lift, to put up with. Titanic, well, went down on the bottom of the ocean, everybody. But you get what I mean. To really improve your vocabulary, you first off, most English teachers are going to get you to do a masterclass. And when you join a masterclass, the first thing they do is they're going to get a bunch of pre-recorded videos that from writing teachers over the years who got paid probably at a cool million somewhere along the way to sign away their rights and sell a bunch of videos to what, 50, 60,000 universities, and they jumble them up, and some actually still do live lectures. But they're going to tell you your thesaurus is your best friend. They're going to give you a handbook. And you pretty much give you a bunch of words you are most identified as frequently overused, big, huge, small. Went through it. There's over 100 of them. And what's going to happen? They're going to give you a blank piece of paper and you write down each word. And then you say, hey, now write down all the synonyms you know. They're never going to teach you the nuance, but anyway, they're going to get you to write down all the synonyms you know, and then they're going to tell you to use them frequently, vary your language, keep your reader engaged. I'd love to actually do a word analysis on some of these books because most of them are grade 9, so they don't vary their language. And there's no nuance. And a lot of these writers from between 1970 and 2010, they're all cookie cutter. They all went to the same English school. They're all grammar boys. They're all Anglican grammar around the world. In America, they call it Anglican grammar, but they're the same wherever you go in the English-speaking world. They teach the same masterclass. And when you go to a private masterclass, they're going to charge you thousands of dollars for the same that you did at first year university and your final year of high school. After you've done the synonyms, they give you a thesaurus to look up some synonyms while they write some on the board. And generally they'll take an hour waffling on about personal experiences. Oh, when I was writing this book, I particularly struggled with size comparisons. That's the amount of fucks I give for their personal stories in a class I'm paying to learn to improve my vocabulary. So here I am, waffling on for you for free, but there are people who are paying $800 to be interviewed. There are people paying thousands of dollars to internet sites to market their books. There are people who are paying thousands of dollars to Muppets who are going to tell you how to improve your vocabulary when you could do that for a few $100s with an AI, a good thesaurus. No, not Oxford or Chicago. The concise English thesaurus is actually way better and what you really need is a thesaurus dictionary so you can learn the nuance. But we don't really have a good thesaurus dictionary because there'd be a big fucking log that nobody wants to fucking print. Now, vocabulary is important because you have actions, descriptions, and you want to avoid vague. You want to paint with words, not scribble or doodle short, concise statements as if you're giving a police report to the judge. He was 6'6". He scratched his nose and he said, "I was not drunk." But of course, the problem with most grammar programs is they're going to knock you on the head and say, "Be concise." Readers maybe find this language confusing. Well, the best way to improve your vocabulary is develop a reading habit. Word of the day: newspapers and novels. Now, just those alone are far better than going to some course to get a vocabulary list of 100 commonly most used words, which most websites on the internet, if you try to find them, won't give to you because they want to charge you for them. Grammarly will happily point them out for you. So will ProWritingAid. Have a dictionary and a thesaurus. Online dictionaries and thesaurus can be useful. And remember what I said, you've got to use your dictionary with your thesaurus. You've got to look up a synonym, which you can do in Word with a right click, and you go through the new words. You pick the one that you might think, but you may want to check the nuance. What does this word actually mean? What is big, not small? It's a comparative word. Big is something that is a volume slightly larger than you. It's like he was big, built like a tank. Well, that's huge. Don't say a tough guy is not big. He's huge. He's built like a tank. His muscles have muscles. That's painting with words. You don't get that from just a dictionary thesaurus. You get that from a reading habit. Play word games. This will get two of the biggest word games in the world. Scrabble and God, now I've got to look it up. I did have it. It was on. It's a word puzzle on the Play Store, but it's everywhere now. And it's a, what do you call it? It's a app on your, damn, where is it? Oh, I'm trying to look it up and it's not showing. word games. You look up word games. Wordscapes. That's it. Wordscapes. Over 50 million downloads. You play word games. And yes, you improve your language. Now, I just got a notification and I just can't seem to actually what happened to it. So just somebody send a message and then unsent or something. I don't know. I'm just checking now. Can't see the message on YouTube. Did you? Somebody said hello and then it disappeared. So I'm sorry if I missed your message. I was just looking at words. Are you on Facebook? Facebook, yeah, Facebook. I think it's on Facebook. A lot of Facebook comments don't show for some reason. I'm sorry. What do we got? No, I can't see anything yet. Well, sorry if you, but say hello. Don't be shy. I got what's it say? I got about 20 odd you watching right now on Rumble. Say hi. All right. Now you got to do now when you're playing word games, you're going to be doing a bit of note taking. Now this is when after you take a bunch of notes, you get used to taking notes of words. Go back, find their meaning, find their synonyms, get used to it, and build up your vocabulary of words of the day on your smartphone, and actually highlight words. Reasonable word a day. Don't have to assimilate every single English word every day. You just want to keep your vocabulary high, so you're going to cycle through and just avoid the top 100 words. But you're going to still use them and just avoid using them 50 times a paragraph, chapter. Now, of course, some web platforms will give you word of the day in emails and word vocabulary. Some will actually get you to do tips like write and read the words as you write them, read and write their meanings, do their synonyms. Others will get you to drag them out in conversations. And of course, top writers, most of them are pay to win. They get paid to advertise courses and stuff like that. Hey, if I was offered money, I suppose yes. But most classes, they're just going to get you to do synonyms and give you a bunch of handbooks that pretty much you can build your own over time, improving your vocabulary. I'm not against master classes, and like I said, if somebody was paying me to teach a master class, I wouldn't be doing these videos. And I'd like to hear back from you. Have I helped you improve your writing? What topics you would like me to cover? Personal experiences, as long as it's with writing. I don't mind personal questions as long as it's about my writing or my Patreon. Don't tell me Izanami looks young. I already know that. She's 18. Read the book. I hate people who criticize art. I really do. If they haven't, I mean, you don't have to like it, but you can. I don't just. I don't like. What's his name? Big fucking wanker who used to go around. Everybody used to scream about his watercolors and still lifes. They were all flat, like 16. He only used like 16 colors. I said it looks like he drew. I used to criticize art in the day, but now I just say, look, I don't like it. Campbell soup can, so. Oh, but the simplicity. Yeah, I've seen the actual. I've been to the museum. I've seen Campbell soup can. I've seen the hot dog. I've seen the originals of various artists in the actual museums. And I was not impressed by most modern art. It lacked depth and humanity, and a lot of modern writing lacks depth and humanity. And I think that's because they're written for 9-year-olds. And I think a lot of people are stuck in that mentality of 9 to 13. And the way out of it to improve your language is to also improve your writing and actually. Oh, I don't mean by mature or R-rated that involves sex. I mean, horror, a lot of horror is R-rated. There's no sexual content, but I'm just saying, write situations that make you uncomfortable, because in real life, those events are going to happen. People are going to argue. I'm going to try to improve my writing, but improve also my vocabulary, improve my writing, add more emotion. Of course, it's easier to add words to your written vocabulary than it is to your speech. Speech is a habit that you develop over time. And it's almost like learning a new language to improve your vocabulary. Of course, like I said, there's books, there's games, there are websites, word of the day websites, if you could put up with the advertising. Vocabulary.com, there's actually dedicated to vocabulary. Now, one of the ways, and I used to do, I used to have a previous YouTube channel, which, silly me, I should have deleted it, should have kept it. But anyway, I did a bunch of videos on nice, on naughty, very, said. If those sorts of videos interest you, I redo them because they are old and a bit grainy, and I don't even know if I got them all. I don't even know if I saved them all. They were on my old computer, not new computer. But another way to improve your vocabulary is to try and improve your descriptions without using adverbs or just varying. Try to be more descriptive of emotions, backgrounds, people's reactions. Now, a lot of these courses will talk about vague words. Now, that's a relative term. Unclear words with unclear meaning, or weak, or lack solid definition. That's a topic on its own. But basically, these are words with let's see. There are adjectives, nouns, some adverbs, relative terms like cute is the one that comes to mind, but there are others. Not sure what I'll do next, which might do some particular words. Hello, Eastland. How are you doing? Sorry, for some reason. Well. So, anyway, I think you're over on Facebook. I don't know. Sorry. Not having a good live chat today, I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm not sure what I'll do next. Now, I'm not going to waffle on and stretch this out for an hour. If nobody, I'll wait a little bit, see if anybody's got any questions. If not, I'll wrap things up early. I haven't got any new art or any new things to report. I've just started a new chapter. I published my chapter on, oh yes, my Patreon. I've echoed my writing page. I'm going to start posting my writing Patreon on Subscribestar because apparently some people won't use Patreon. So I'll try Subscribestar because there are not many places you can put mature writing. Perhaps people only want it free on Medium. I don't know. So now, of course, final words. Vocabulary is only valuable if you use it and use it correctly. A better vocabulary, using both common and complex words with precision, taking into account the nuance. Like I said, it has to flow naturally. You have to see it in use everywhere else. Confirmation through reading novels. Like I said, one of the best ways to learn your genre is to look at novels in your genre and the language used. But I would hope to elevate more writers out of this infantile state of writing YA novels for 9 to 13-year-olds with protagonists who are superheroes at 17. And I know that ageism and misandry are common these days. You can't fight it if you keep giving in to it and write young YA heroes who are 17-year-old people of color. I'm not saying don't, but I'm just saying if you want true diversity, it's just be really diverse. Have older characters, older heroes. But see, this is the problem. The hero's journey is so taught and so cemented. Why? That's how they got you to like Star Wars. To cement it as the example and not the stories Star Wars inspired by, like The Hidden Fortress, Flash Gordon, and quite frankly, much better stories in both. I'm sorry to offend you. But thank you for listening. Remember, if you liked if you like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Please consider supporting the channel. Links are in the description below. Thank you for listening, and I shall catch you in the next video.